What's up guys, Protagonist here, and today I'll be doing an all-new deck profile on the Grand Blue Nightrose deck for GBT-06. This deck belongs to my friend Paddy, so thank you very much bro. So yeah, this deck is really good because it focuses a lot on combo and it has a lot of mechanics which allows you to clear a field at the end of turn so that you can prevent yourself getting lock, which is a problem for many of the combo based decks nowadays. Grand Blue is really good because it can clear off his rear guard so it can prevent lock, that's one. And it is able to be toolbox a lot of cards, so you can play tons of cards in the deck because you'll be able to fetch them out with you'll be able to dig them out with this and your Nightrose combos. So you'll be able to search out any card you want in the deck, which is really amazing. This deck is really powerful right now and it's really seeing a lot of popular play in Japan. So yeah, let me quickly go on the deck profile and show you guys the whole deck. So first we play 4 copies of the Nightrose. Her ability is basically, when you strike, counterblast 1. If you do, superior call 1 card from the drop zone onto your rear guard circle and that unit gains plus 2k power. So every time you strike, you counterblast 1 and get a free +1 and plus 2k if you need to fix some magic numbers. So she's very strong. Her second ability is the GB2 ability, Auto. Once per turn, whenever a card will be sent to the drop zone, you can mute the top 3 cards of that and revive that card. So this skill can be used on both your turn and your opponent's turn. So I'll be doing some explanation why this keyword is very important, and I'll show you some cards that work really well with this effect. Alright. Next is 2 copies of Gust Dragon. Yeah. First skill is Hollow. Rearguard skill. When this unit attacks the Vanguard, you may discard the top 2 cards of the deck to your drop zone. If you do, it gains plus 3k power. And if this guy is hollow, he gains another 5k power. So basically, he is 19k attacker alone just by milling 2 cards of the deck. So it's really powerful because 19k plus another 7k booster behind is actually 20k guard without a trigger. So your opponent has to guard for 20k just alone. Very powerful unit. His activate skill from the drop zone. While this guy is in the drop zone, you can activate skill, counterblast 1 and retire a grade 2 or higher unit. So if you have a grade 2 that you don't really like for example, I don't know, this guy, you could counterblast 1, retire him, and superior call this guy. Then you can choose to activate Hollow. Okay, the skill Hollow is basically when that unit is caught from your hand or caught onto the rear guard circle by your hand or your effect of your revival effect, you can activate Hollow. And if you activate Hollow, the end of turn, that unit will be retired. So this way, you can actually escape a lot of Link Joker's lock or the retiring stuff, or getting stunned the next turn on stuff. So yeah, Hollow is very interesting. Alright, next is the 2 copies of tag 2 copies of Legion. Necromancer is a Witch Doctor of Dead Sea, Negro Boat. Okay, the reason why he uses this card is because Grand Blue tend to deck up a lot because you are gonna mill your deck. You're gonna be doing a lot of deck thinning. So decking out might be really deadly for this deck. So we're playing 2 copies of Negro Boat. Okay, his Legion ability is, while this guy's in Legion, when he attacks the Vanguard, you can counterblast 1. If you do, retire 1 unit on the field, and then superior call 1 unit from the drop zone. So this is great because you can attack with a rear guard, for example attack him, then you attack with the Legion, you sack and you can call back something else. So you can call back and it's basically a free reset attack. So yeah, pretty interesting. Get additional attack. Oh, the cool part is when you call it, you can hollow that unit as well so that you can gain more power and stuff. Alright. His third ability is, well, this card, there's 2 cards on the yeah, basically it's gain plus 3k when he attacks. So yeah, it's nothing special. He's just there because you want a Legion sometimes so they can shuffle back all the crits and crit your opponent's face. That's what Paddy told me. This is his deck after all. 4 copies of Negro Lazy. Necromancer Negro Lazy, yeah. His ability is, he has the Hollow skill. So when you call it the rear guard, you can rear guard by drop zone or hand, you can hollow him. Okay, his skill is when this card is placed on the rear guard circle, doesn't need to be hollow. Counterblast 1 and Soul Blast 1. If you do, superior call 1 Oh, you must control a Nightrose Vanguard. So if you control a Nightrose Vanguard, you can superior call one grade 2 or below card from your drop zone and call it to your rearguard circle, and this unit gains a 2 gate power. So yeah, very good because counter blast 1 and soul blast 1 for 1 free card. Something like Benizel in Royal Paladins. And the second part is, and if this card were to be hollowed at the end of turn, you can inflict 1 damage and soul charge 1. So his cost is basically free. That's freaking amazing. So let's say you call it using a Nightrose skill, or from your hand, you hollow him, end turn you die. Basically the superior call cost is free. So this guy is really, really powerful and really good. Alright, next is 2 copies of the Cannoneer. Alright, Cannoneer's skill is hollow. GB1. When this unit is placed on the rearguard circle from your drop zone, you can counterblast 1 and retire 1 of your opponent's rearguard. So you can choose one, grade 1 to 3, and retire his unit. And then if this card is in hollow, you can draw 1 free card. So it's really good. Okay, so because for counterblast 1, you can retire 1 and draw 1 free card, and even though you're losing at the end of turn, you can always call him back with your Nightrose the next turn. So it's pretty damn worth it. Okay, now let's go on to, this is one of those cards that can combo with Nightrose. According to what Paddy told me, when he used his Arqueforce on Saturday, he went to attack his opponent's Cannoneer with his Tidal Assault. So Tidal Assault attack, so he dies, retire. Because the opponent controls a Nightrose, he is able to mill 3 cards and revive him. And then the Tidal Assault just got bombed. So it's pretty cool because, for example, let's say your opponent's gonna whack your rearguards, you can just like, okay, retire, then I can mill 3, revive, come blast 1, pop 1, draw 1. Just like that. Freaking awesome card. So yeah, be careful when you whack this guy. So this one trick you can use with, one secret trick that you can use. This is just part of the pirate's bag of tricks. Very nice. There are many cards that can do nice combos as well. One tag copy of this guy. When this guy is boosted, when this guy is boosted GB1, you can counter blast 1 and superior call 1 card from the drop zone to a rearguard circle. So free recruiter is like twin swords for Grand Blue. One copy of the Smelly Breath Dragon. That's what I call him. Okay. The reason why we play lots of one-offs in this deck is because we can always drop those cards into the drop zone using Marshmallow guy. Yeah, Marshmallow. So it is very good because every time it dies, it can come back anyway. So it basically is an eternal guard. Okay, this is good because you can see what situation you need. So for example, saying, oh man, I think I might need the extra guard next turn. So I might just call this back, attack. I don't hollow it, I just attack. I mean, I can't even hollow it. Just attack. Next turn, just intercept 15k guard. Nice. You can save a lot of hand size. Then next turn, if you say, oh shit, need guard again, call him. Otherwise, you can just call something else. So it's good to have one off. So if you guys want to play tactically, you can play 1 copy of him. So it's for the extra defense if you need it. 1 copy of Ruin Shade. The reason why he plays 1 copy is because it's one of those cards that he pulled back then, and that's for the nostalgia value. Of course, we can play whatever you want. We're not gonna stop you. Her ability is mute top 2 cards of the deck. When this unit attacks the Vanguard, you can mute discard top 2 cards of the deck. If you do, gain plus 2 gate power. So 11k attacker, pretty decent, pretty good. 2 copies of Ghoul Dragon. He's basically the Legion mate for Negro Boat. His ability is, when this unit is being caught from the rearguard circle, caught to the rearguard circle from the drop zone. So if you use Nightrose skill to revive him and stuff, he gains ability. When this unit attack hits the Vanguard, you can retire 1 of your opponent's unit. So yeah, pressure card, very nice. You don't even have to be in Legion, so you can just call. Okay, nice, whack. Grade 2s. Alright, let's go to grade 1s. 4 copies of Necromancer, Witch Doctor Negrobones. GB1. When this unit boosts something, for example, him, at the end of the battle, you can counterblast 1. If you do, retire that unit and call a unit with the what they call hollow skill and call it the rearguard circle. Okay, the reason why we use this guy is because we use this as a starter. So there are times where you can just whack with this, Counter Blast 1, revive him, so that at the end of turn you can unflip 2 damage. This is pretty cool because you could keep doing this so that you can keep gaining the unflip 2. So basically this card is free because you can unflip 2. This guy is basically used to trigger the starter, and he can give you an additional attack if you really need to. You could, like, for example, attack this starter, boost, then you can like call something else, call the deadliest shit ever, and just whoo. Yeah, you know what I mean? Strong card. 4 copy of Tommy the Ghosty. It's basically a ghosty, and when this card is called the Vanguard Circle, you can reveal a grade 3 from your hand and search for a Nightrose and discard 1 card from your hand. So she ensures that you can get into your right onto your Nightrose, which is very important in the deck. 4 copies of Freddy the Ghosty. The reason why he used it, I mean, I'm not going to judge, because first is a ghosty, so you'll be able to call back with the Marshmallow King. So because you can call back a ghosty for free. And secondly, because you can protect a Vanguard, which I don't know why you want to protect, but yep, it's there as well. If you guys budget players will actually enjoy this. And actually, Dimension Police are out running loose with laurels and shit, so it's great to protect your Vanguard sometimes. 2 copies of Sea Strolling Banshee. This is the alternate art from the new starter set. Very nice. And this is the old art. Both by the same artist, is that she's in different stunts. The fish are still there. Her skill is when this card is being caught from the drop zone to your Vanguard Circle, you can Soul Blast 1 to draw 1 free card. Very good. Very, very good. Wait once. Now let's go on to a trigger lineup. Alright, for the triggers we play 4 copies of Screaming Banshee. Yeah. Because this is an alternate art, and this is from the starter set, and no, this is from the neutral deck, and this is from the old sets. He collected 4 because he wants to show that he's a hipster. Yeah, ability is place this card from the Vanguard Circle into your soul and draw 1 free card, Psychic Bird. So suspect your next card is not going to be a trigger, just draw it, why not? 4 copies, sorry, we play 12 copies of crit anyway. So yeah, so 12 crits, 4 heals. The reason why we don't play draw is because this deck might deck out very fast if we play draws. 1 copy of this starter, Pioneer skill, so called the Vanguard Circle. His skill is Hollow, so when this guy is being caught from your hand or drop zone to the Vanguard Circle, you can hollow him. His skill is GB1. At the end of a turn, if this guy is being sent from the Vanguard Circle to your drop zone, you can unflip 2 damage if you're hollow. So yeah, great card because there are many ways you can abuse him and revive yourself, so your Counter Blasts are generally free in the deck if you know how to use the deck properly. This guy is really good. Alright, let's go on to our strikes. For the strikes, we have 4 copies of Miss Phantasm Pirate King Nightrose. I wonder why she's a king. Well, she can be the king of pirates, I guess. Her skill is GB2, and Counter Blast 2 and choose a face down card called Miss Phantasm Pirate King Nightrose and flip it face up. When this unit attacks the Vanguard, you may pay the cost, which is Counter Blast 2 and flip it face up. If you do, choose 2 cards from your drop zone and call them to separate Vanguard Circle in separate rows. Okay, the reason why I say in separate rows, because they don't want people to abuse, like you could call 2 units, for example, when it attacks. You can call 2 units, 2 different rows that attack. I guess that's what I mean. So you can only call it like this. You can only call it in the same column, but you cannot call it in the same row. This is called row, front row, back row. So front row, you cannot call it 2 cards in the front row. You can only call it like this in the back row. So most likely we're gonna call most likely we're gonna attack with this, attack skill, call something else. Then hollow. Then you get a free row to attack again. Pretty good because it gives you a free resending column. So it gives you additional attack. Pretty awesome. And especially when you use hollow first time, since this guy is gonna be retired at end turn, you might as well just retire it right now. So for example, attack, retire, then call again. Hollow again, attack. 20k, 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 20k. So there's pretty huge numbers right there. Awesome because she helps you push for game really easily. She's basically a very strong finisher. Alright. Oh yeah, another same thing for Sea Strolling Banshee. At the end of the turn, if you, if during your opponent turn, if your opponent like be Kagero and like retire her, you can count flip 3 up, call her, Soul Blast 1, draw 1. So yeah, nothing. Okay, that's for the first G4. Next is 2 copies of Marshmallow King. Normally Marshmallow King will be your first strike. His ability is when this unit enters the Vanguard circle, you can search your deck for 3 cards. So you can choose 3 cards of the deck and send them to your drop zone. And if there are 2 cards with the hollow skill sent to the drop zone, so most of the time we're going to set up we're mostly going to send him. So we're going to send stuff with the hollow symbol to your drop zone. If there are 2 cards that is hollow sent to the drop zone, you can superior call 1 card with Ghosty. So there are a few Ghosties in a normal unique Ghosty to the back row, the same column as this guy. So you cannot call it anywhere else but the behind this guy. So that's why we play this guy, so you can put behind. 6k booster is decent. So yeah, it's really good because he helps you set up for your combos. There are many cards that you want to be in the drop zone so that you don't have to mill like a retard and deck yourself out. Instead, you can just use him and search them out and put them nicely in the drop zone. Alright. And 2 copies of Rum Pirate. When this unit attack hits the Vanguard, you can superior call 1 card from the drop zone and that unit gains us 2k power. Alright. So I hope you guys enjoyed my deck profile on my Nightrose Grand Blue deck. Be sure to add me on Facebook and subscribe to my channel for more awesome GBT-06 Vanguard deck profiles coming up. Peace out and love you guys. Rawr.